Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, playing some more Pathfinder Adventures. It's time to begin the third adventure. It's a very exciting time. Them Ogres Ain't Right. Now, with Adventure Deck 3, as you'll recall, if there is no card available to put into your deck of a certain type, you now can choose not only from basics, but from any card 2 adventures before the current adventure or earlier. Meaning in Adventure Deck 3, we can start taking any card that we want from Deck 1 or the base box. So I cleared out my stash to make sure that I don't get trapped like I did last time when I picked card feats into taking something that I don't actually want. Now, the original version just has it so that the villain is harder by 1 for each defeated henchman. The current version on Legendary and Heroic has her be harder by 2, so it's, not that big of a deal. It's more or less a blank as far as scenario effects go. It's really not one of the crazy ones. However, the original villain is pretty obnoxious, so I'm glad that Obsidian didn't do anything super wild. In case you don't remember, and we'll take a look at this in a moment. Oh my god, this actually happened. So we got an ill wind, boons are harder to get up by 4, and when you fail to acquire a boon, lose the top card of the Blessings deck, and otherwise known as Get Wrecked Bitches. Okay, I'm probably going to lose this with that combination, and the villain. But I'll give it a shot. I'll follow my rules. This would be definitely something that I would re-roll if I was playing just on my own. So the thing about Mammy Grawl is that there's this thing, which doesn't really matter that much. The main problem is that the first time that anyone would defeat her, she is undefeated. It's really, really bad, because it means that if you bump into her and can't attempt to close all the locations, then she's undefeated, so you lose some blessings, even if you make the check. And then when you finally have her cornered, it's still not that great because you defeat her and then she gets shuffled back into the current location deck. So you can't just like set up and then win the way that I've beaten many scenarios in this run. This is a scenario that can definitely take a few turns, or a few attempts. This one is not that big of a deal. It's just a couple of combat checks. And then this is not that big of a deal. And these guys, they have a bunch of random text, but it's honestly pretty damn generic. So everything's pretty generic except for the villain. Well, let's see what the scenario outline is. Okay, we have a long jutting edge over here, and we have a jutting edge there. Not the end of the world, though, because this is a pretty easy location, and so is the prison. So what I'm going to do, I think, is have Sayoni go here, so she can try picking up these allies. Because remember, if you actually, you know what? No, that doesn't make any sense. Because everything's harder to pick up by 4, so even Sayoni's not going to get those allies. I guess that might as well just be anybody then who's going to be recharging cards to get those allies. Sayoni, I suppose, should go to the prison, which she's good at closing. Who's going to go here? I kind of want Ezrin near the wooden bridge because he's got invisibility, and that can automatically close the location. What about the Turtleback Fairy? At the end of a turn, you may move, and it's banish an item. Ezrin's okay at that, I guess. General store, Ezrin's also okay with. The places that have lots of items, you kind of want Sela there so that she can try to pick the damn stuff up. Oh, man. But Sela's not good at the Turtleback Fairy because she only has a single item. It's Thieves' Tools. I don't actually mind banishing it. Huh. Alright, I'm going to put Sela there. She can see the henchmen coming. Ezrin will hang out at the general store. We got to have somebody here. I guess I like Harsk in the Woods. Sort of a fan favorite spot for him. And the farmhouse, I like to keep it open for Sayoni. So maybe... Nah, I'm just going to put Amiri there. It's the best spot, and we'll have Kira go at the village house. Bit of a tough one, and the wildcard powers are just insane. I'm at a high risk of running out of time. I'd have to really find the henchman quickly in order to not run out of time when I lose a blessing pretty much every time I encounter a boon. But okay, so let's scout it out. There's holy water. Great. Glad to have that go away. That actually counts double. Not only do I not have to explore it, but I also have to not lose a blessing. Alrighty, it's this guy. Well, at least it's somebody other than Sayoni, finally, who encounters this bitch. So I will flip a card. Good, that's a free flip. Save Harsk's arrows for now. And then I guess I'm going to discard this blessing. And then I'm going to use Pallegina to heal something. And so right now the Yabba Dabba Doo is an Explorer, so I'm going to recharge it to go again. And I wish I hadn't. Well, that's life. I wonder if this actually counts Yeah, everything has to be defeated. Okay, I wonder if this actually counts for the villain. Like, these spawned henchmen, I wonder if they make the villain of the scenario harder. Hopefully not, because that's 6 extra difficulty that I otherwise wouldn't have had to deal with. Harsk, do you have your... No, you don't have your undead crossbow thing. Well, let's see what happens here. We're going to reveal this. 93%. Anybody got an agility for me? Nope. Okay, we're taking the roll. Got a little lucky there. Good. Kira should be pretty easy as long as she has a weapon. She doesn't have a weapon. Okay, caltrops can be used to evade it, but not to defeat it. Oh wait, what am I saying? This weapon right there. Okay, yeah, that was definitely a weapon. Okay, somehow didn't see that in my opening hand there. Mary should be fine. We got our old friend, the spiked chain. I can re-roll if this fails, but I don't need 2 armors in this scenario, so let's get rid of the chain shirt. Guarantee this thing. Okay, so now we're down to our casters. Sione, what you looking at? Well, I don't want to use acid arrow on this. 12 is on the low end of what we could face. We're going to go ahead and, I guess, discard this Siege Medallion. And here's where Harsk can maybe shoot an arrow for us. Okay, perfect. And now, Ezrin, how many combat spells did you start the day with? Did you eat your Wheaties this morning? You sure did. All right, we're going to do a Force Missile. And Harsk will shoot another arrow. I'm going to try to hang on to this potion, though, because... Yeah, I'm going to hang on to this potion because if I find an ally, it'd be nice to actually, like, be able to acquire it. Although Harsk is in the woods. He's not going to find an ally in the woods. That was a mistake. I should have gotten rid of the potion. And saved for myself the card that could actually be used for extra explores and stuff. Alright, well, what's done cannot be undone. We defeated the zombie horde. And now Sela can scout again, hopefully getting another free explore. Yeah, got rid of Maester Grump, perfect. That would have been a hard one to pick up when he's harder by 4. I think that the scaling on those wild cards is too much. +4? I mean, it's not like everything is 4 harder than it was 2 adventure decks ago. I don't know. I would prefer to be at like +2, basically half of what it is. But that's just me. Okay, we're up against Norgorbagutur, which I don't have any of. Alright, well, it's not happening, so goodbye, Gorbachev. Losing a blessing. And do I get to go again? I don't. I guess we'll pop this spyglass just to see what's up here. A bunyip and some holy water. Well, the holy water is going to cost me another blessing, but I guess I'll keep the bunyip on top. And then I get an extra explore. Ooh, augury, nice. If I had known I had augury, shoot, I would have put the holy water on top and then done it. Well, too late now. Flask of Shock. Oh, goodness. Well, this is a rechargeable blessing. So I guess I'm not technically using up a resource. 70? Yeah, I'll take a 72% chance. Okay, got it. I don't really care that much about the Flask of Shock, but I do want to not have to lose a blessing. We'll use the Incanter to go again, because the Incanter does not help me close this location. Yeah, oh my god. Serious? Oh my goodness gracious. At least I don't have to defeat all of these. This is one where you don't have to defeat them all. Yeah, it's just banished. Do I have invisibility? I don't actually want to use invisibility, do I? I would like to use invisibility to close the wooden bridge at some point in this scenario. Of course, it's assuming I get through the general store. Well, the general store is a pretty quick location because you get an extra explore whenever you encounter something that is not a weapon, armor, or item. So yeah, Ezrin should be able to make it over to the wooden bridge and maybe use invisibility to temp close it if nothing else. All right, 90, nah, let's use a spike chain. And then I can discard it if I fail. Although, those rerolls, I've seen them work before, but the last scenario, there have definitely been some shady shittlesticks going on. I could have actually used the caltrops just to get it out of my hand and out of my life. You know what, I messed up. I should have used the caltrops there, because I don't want these caltrops. And this would have been a great opportunity to get rid of them. Alright, longbow +1, 93. Well, I don't have to defeat it, so... Hopefully, if I fail, I don't fail by too much. Do I have anyone left? Oh, Sione. Alright, well, she's the one who found this thing, so let's go ahead and use the acid arrow. And... now this kind of sucks. I don't really want to explore again. Alright, I'll explore one more time, because I want to use Papa Xantus. Okay, well, I guess I'm getting my wish. So there's one barrier here. Do I want to keep the Masterwork Tools over a Blessing? Alright, I'll take a chance and keep the Masterwork Tools. So here, let's see, I'll pop the Flask of Shock, I guess. And have Harsk shoot an arrow using the Potion of Glibness now. 93% is just going to have to cut it. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to bury Mr. Z. Get full value. Woo! Thanks, Papa. And then we're done. This does have the arcane trait, so this actually would be automatically recharged if I had that power feat. Instead, it is buried. Oh no, it wouldn't be recharged, it would be discarded. Oh, so I buried it instead of recharging. Whatever, who cares? Okay, she finally got a combat spell, good. Amiri's up. Actually, is Sione next to the bridge? No, she's actually nowhere close to the bridge. Alright. Hey! Got a little bit of a lucky break, finally. Okay, I don't need both of these weapons. I don't need this armor either. I'm just going to bury the armor. 98% is good enough with a reroll. Now we're going to defeat a random monster. Goblin Dog. Is this an auto-succeed at this point? Just about. Only triple ones would have failed. Okay, so at least one place had a close-up henchman. It was a Goblin Dog. Let's take a look at the situation. Yeah, that's the only place I've closed so far. Where can Amiri go? I guess Amiri's good at the woods, too. She's fine with the woods. And then Sela can go down to the waterfront after she's done with her location. Alright, seems good. I don't need to pull anybody over. So, yeah, we're done. So Kira's up. Bugbear. Caltrops, unfortunately, can only evade the Bugbear. Let's go ahead and reveal the Dog Slicer. I'm going to pop this golem here. This is actually quite nice. If it's a monster. Oh, it's a henchman. Alright, this is actually pretty lucky that I found the henchman here. I can definitely kill this henchman. It won't be a problem. None of these things really matter for anything whatsoever. There's nothing like you can't use weapons or whatever, or anything like that. So now I'm going to... Let's try revealing it. We'll see if that works. Oh, strength. Perfect. 97. I fail 1 time out of 48. Good enough. And I guess it all works out. I do banish these caltrops anyway. Otherwise, I would have had to banish a blessing that or I could have banished the Dog Slicer, I guess, and maybe gotten a better weapon. In any case, at least I got rid of the caltrops. So at least there is that, and we're done. I can't really use Cure. There's only one card in my discard. I think that would be a little bit foolhardy. I know there's a Sage there, so there's no point in doing this. And we're up to Hearts. Okay, so there's a couple of places that have the henchman right on top. I feel like that hasn't been happening to me lately. I've been getting lucky with villains being scouted, but not so lucky at henchmen being close to the tops of the decks. But this time I closed 2 locations off the bat, so that's really helping to compensate for night approaches. Alright, here we go. We got the Boots of Elvenkind. So if I fail this, then unfortunately I lose a blessing due to the scenario rules. Nothing is rechargeable at the moment. I don't have agility. So if I use the Troubadour to improve my odds of getting it, then I'm basically not really getting anywhere because I could have just as well discarded the Troubadour to explore again. So we're going to go ahead and take the roll. Troubadour might not even have saved me. Lose the boots. Sarenrae, okay. Now we're going to discard the Troubadour to explore because he doesn't help close the location. This I have no chance of getting, even though it is actually, it's not that good. So, yeah. I'll explore again because we do have to get a move on since we're losing all these blessings. Okay, well at least this time there's a couple of characters in closed locations who don't have to fight. Although one of them is actually the cleric who auto-defeats them. Also, I fucked up pretty bad because this is one where you have to actually defeat every single one. Yeah, so taking these 87% chances is a little bit dicey. I'm gonna smooth things out a bit with this Orb of Magic. Yeah. Now... Ezrin has to use his he has to use his lightning bolt. I mean, there's no way around it. Does kind of suckily mean that he doesn't have a weapon or a combat spell now. And taking on these henchmen, I still have a Sage there, right? Yeah, sucks. Taking on these henchmen really sucks. And villains. I guess I can cast Augury to get rid of the Bunyip and shuffle the Holy Water, and that's sort of making progress. Seems kind of bad, though. I wish I'd put the Holy Water on top now that I ran out of combat spells. Alright, she's got a couple. I can't use invisibility because then I wouldn't succeed at killing the barrier. Harsk will fire a shot. Ooh, that shot by Harsk, I believe, actually made the difference. It's like the third horde here. Okay, well, maybe scout and find the henchman. Come on! Nope, it's this thing. What is this dexterity? Okay, Amiri doesn't want to encounter this. Harsk wants to encounter it, so Amiri is not going to get to live her dream of going to explore the woods, unfortunately. Alright, well, let's take a look at what's happening here. So, whose turn is it? I was Harsk. Seela's up. She does get to do some more exploring. And we lose the Cape of Escape. Perfect. She was not going to pick this up. So there's a lot of these hard to get boons that are going away, which is nice. Goblin Pyro. I'm actually really happy to see this. I'm practically guaranteed. I thought that was 2 ones for a second there. To defeat it, I don't mind losing my armor. I don't have an item actually right now. So if I fought the henchman, it would really suck because I wouldn't have an item to close this place off with. I have Thieves' Tools in my deck, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of... Oh, man, this is actually a good spell. Force Bolt. It's like Lightning Bolt. Would have been good to pick up. Well, now it's not going to happen. But still, do I want to discard an item to move? Does Amiri have an item that she's happy to get rid of? No, she has no items in her hand either. Shit. Who can actually banish an item? Kira? She's already banished. Yeah, she doesn't have an item. She's already banished the Caltrops. This is actually starting to become a problem. Does anybody have an item they can get rid of? Masterwork Tools. She has... he has an amulet. I can get rid of the Amulet of Life. But he can't get there. Well, he could. I could, like, go to the thing, augury, and then I could move to the Turtleback Fairy after I get a spell. Alright, so yeah, I guess what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to end the turn. I'm not going to move her. Well, maybe I should move her. Where is she going to go if she's not doing this? She can go to the general store. Okay, so I am going to move her, actually. I am going to discard to move... Oh, I could go to the... Somebody needs to go to the waterfront. Oh, Kira's going to the waterfront. Right, okay, so she's going to go here. I do have to discard something. Sagacity can help close a location. What? Oh, no, it's you may move, right? It's not discard a card to move. It's just you may move. Okay, so she got a free move. Perfect. All right, Ezrin. Where are you, buddy? So you're at the general store. There's a fucking bunyip. I don't think it's worth it to augury the bunyip because the card below it isn't valuable. What I'm going to do is go to the wooden bridge, which has 3 monsters. And, of course, the henchman. And augury that, giving myself a chance to find the henchman. And maybe get some free explorers. Okay, perfect. So this is actually really important because by getting rid of the chainmail, I stopped the whole problem of losing a blessing from not picking it up. It would be a 7 difficulty Constitution Fortitude check, which is not trivial. The Grawl Ogrekin I can kill. I do need, however, to get a combat spell, and I would like to also get invisibility so that I... Oh, still the Sage. God, it's been there so long. So that, I can close it. So I need a combat spell to kill the guy and an invisibility to close the location. That's kind of a tall order. I still have a lot of spells I haven't actually gone through. Do I cast Stride on somebody? Seela can make it to the general store. Amiri... Well, hang on a minute. Is Amiri going to the woods? Do I want her to go to the woods? What's in the woods? Oh, it's this thing. Harsk is fine with that. Yeah, Amiri doesn't want to go to the woods. I should actually be striding Amiri. I could have Amiri double tap the waterfront with Kira. I could have Amiri go to the general store, although Seela's already going there. Interesting. Alright, what I'm going to do is I am going to cast Stride to get it out of my hand. I'm not sure how valuable this actually is, but I'm going to have Amiri go over here and then move to the general store on her turn. And that just clears an extra card out of my hand, increasing the odds of at least finding a combat spell or invisibility, if I'm not so fortunate to get them both. Now, the reason I'm not getting rid of these cards is that Ezrin might actually have to go to the Turtleback Fairy to close that place. Well, I got a combat spell, but no invisibility, and he doesn't have a good dexterity skill, so I really can't stay there with Ezrin. What I should do with Ezrin is go to the Turtleback Fairy and try to close it, and I have the Amulet of Life to banish to close the location. Anyway, Sione is fine where she is. She has invisibility, but she can't get to the bridge. She doesn't have a combat spell, but she can actually just pitch a dog for combat. That's fine. I'm just going to explore. And there it is. Okay, this is actually pretty nice. A lot of these henchmen were near the top half of their deck. This is a good time for that to happen with the crazy net approaches rules. Okay, now I do need to actually destroy this thing. I'm never going to get a chance to use invisibility, so I'm going to just punch invisibility out of my fists. I'm going to recharge a bow. 94, huh? Ezrin, why do you... Oh, you can poog. Yeah, let's make sure that this actually works. Let's give that sweet, sweet +3. Didn't need it, but I like having the security of it. And then to close the location, we have an auto success, thankfully, with the Troubadour's help. And the D10 was a 1, so I needed it. Whew. Okay. Okay, so now this is good. I'm going to end the turn and stride out of here because otherwise I'd be wasting a turn at the farmhouse. Now, Sione might pick up another item, one that she's willing to banish, and she could also help with the fairy. So let's take a look at what her hand is. It's a bunch of junk. Okay, so I could get rid of Masterwork Tools. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I could get them back because they are not from deck 2. They're a base card. The problem with Harsk, though, is if he picks up this belt, this thing is total garbage and it takes up an item slot, so somebody is forced to take it at the end of the scenario. But I got rid of Caltrops. I guess I might get rid of another item, so I might be able to still get a Masterwork Tools back. Well, it's Amiri's turn, not Harsk's. She does not want to explore that belt. I mean, if it wasn't for Night Approaches, I might clear it out of the way with her, just so that it doesn't get picked up by anybody. But I think right here, the more logical thing to do would be just to go take out this Bunyip. I'm gonna think. I don't want to discard this Bastard Sword because there's a chance I meet one of those enemies that, you know, only is defeated on if you use the magic trait, but I will bury the Glide because I don't need 2 non-magical weapons. Alright, let's get our free Explorer for not fighting an armor item or weapon. Yep, that's not ever gonna happen. So let's get rid of it. Let's hurry it up here. Hang on a minute. What if I find the villain? Will I be able to win? I got 2 open locations, and that's definitely a problem, because remember, the villain is undefeated the first time she has fought, so the closer to the end that we get, the more risky it is to fast explore. But I'll take it one more time, because she's so healthy, she's like not missing. Well, she is actually missing cards. What am I talking about? They just have been buried. Alright, I'm not going to spend a blessing here. I'm just going to roll it, take my 3/4 chances, pick up that mace, and sure, I'll hang on to it for burying purposes. Do you want to move anybody? No. Okay. Kira takes up position at the waterfront. So now only the Turtleback Fairy is left open. Rat Swarm has to be defeated by at least 4. Gotta remember that. Let's get rid of this Dog Slicer that I hate so much. So I have to hit a 12. I gotta use my own brain here. It's rolling an 8 on these dice. Yeah, Harsk should shoot an arrow, especially because he's got so many cards. This is a case where that is a misleading number because you really have to get up to 12 for that to count. Do I go again? Okay, we're going to go again one more time. Thankfully, it's not the villain. I really can't pick this up. So I'm just going to let it go. Alright, bye-bye blessing. Let's go ahead and use the cure. Ooh, waste a little bit of healing, unfortunately. So I'm down to below halftime thanks to Night Approaches and to a lesser degree Ill Wind, although I think I would have probably failed a lot of those checks anyway. The main issue is that the villain is not defeated the first time I find her, so I have to find her twice. I'm going to have to do a little bit of light attacking. I really hope that Harsk makes this. Well, I guess I have to use the Codex here, don't I, to stop from losing the blessing. I hate spending the Codex to pick up an item I don't want, but I think at this point it is worth it to not lose that blessing. Oh, did I have agility? I had agility. Shit, should I use agility instead of the Codex? Do I explore again? Well, I really don't want to find the villain before Ezrin moves over to the Turtleback Fairy, but we are really running out of time, and it's not likely that I find the villain. Okay, that's good that I found the henchman. If this had been the villain, that would have been very, very frustrating. But, luckily, we got this guy. So now, let me think about this for a second. Let's go ahead and reveal the bow. Reveal this mighty belt. Oh! And I guess now I'll remember to cast agility, though had I cast it earlier, it would still be in effect because it was the same turn. Alright, it goes to the bottom of the deck, but the location is still closed. Now for the survival, let's go ahead and pop this sagacity for +3 wisdom. Oh, check that shit out. Rolling minimum, still making it, and now that location is closed. Alright, this does give a little bit more flexibility to everybody. I'll keep the belt for shooting arrows with it. I do not care about recharging sagacity, but it will get recharged in any case. And let's go ahead and see what I've got here. Medusa's Mask. Oh, it's a magic item. Yes, I pick it up. It's actually really good. It means if I find the villain, I can put the villain off to the side, which is very handy. Granted, it doesn't count as a defeat, but at least the villain doesn't get sent to the waterfront, which would be a bitch and a half. Okay, Scylla, what's happening? There's a henchman here, but your dexterity sucks. So what are you going to do? Are you going to help out at the general store? Oh, man. So now what's happening is Harsk, Amiri, and Scylla are all here at the general store, and it's a problem. Because then once the general store closes, they both have nothing to do except go back to this bridge, which Ezrin still can't close because he still hasn't found his invisibility. Well, if Scylla goes to the Turtleback Ferry and finds a henchman there, she's not going to be able to close the location. On the other hand, if she finds a henchman there, I mean, is it the end of the world? It's not really the end of the world, but if she's going to temp close it, then there's no point even exploring this place. All I'm doing is just finding all these damn boons and losing time. So maybe I should just relegate this to being a temp close location in any case. Unfortunately, Ezrin doesn't have stride, so Sione's going to lose a turn as well. And if the villain's in here, I do need to get through this place to find the villain. Well, the villain's in one of 4 places. There's a 25% chance the villain's here. Scylla's pretty good at picking up boons. So you know what? I'm actually going to go back to the ferry, even though I moved her away. Because... oh, wait, what is this? Oh, I don't know yet. Okay. Right, this isn't 7 cards. It's only 3 because I've scouted so many of these damn boons. Oh, shit. I should have stayed here and gotten extra scouting. This movement ability actually ended up costing me a scout. See, I wouldn't have found this cat. It would have been at the bottom of the deck. Oh, that could be a terrible mistake. That could be a mistake that cost me. Torag. Anybody got a Torag? Torag over here. Hello? Paging Dr. Torag. No. Wisdom, survival, intelligence, arcane. Well, anybody got a wisdom blessing? Intelligence blessing. Intelligence blessing. No. Okay. 60. God, taking 60% odds just feels terrible. Oh, this is the wrong person. It's Scylla. Right. Fuck. Okay. Guess I'm just gonna roll it. Take the 12% odds. Oh my god, save the blessing. Alright, so do I use this cat to go again? There's only a 25% chance that this is the villain in here. So if I find the henchman, I don't have an item to banish to close this location. And then it all gets shuffled up. No, it doesn't get shuffled up, but I'm not gonna be able to get through all this stuff. So I don't really see the value of using this cat to go again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Cure, even though it's wasting it. It's not even wasting it by that much. And I'm going to try to recharge it, revealing the cat. Oh, I don't actually care about the cure anymore. It's probably not going to come up even if it does get recharged. All right, I'm going to then do some discarding. Let's go ahead and scout. Bounty of Torag. Oh, I actually could have picked that up. Well, I know that this is either the villain or a henchman. I'm going to not move because I actually will then get to scout and see. I'm not going to use the cat. Well, actually, no, that's stupid. I should keep the cat as an extra explorer. I'm going to get rid of the Lucerne Hammer, though, because I have a magic weapon. All right, there's Sagacity again. There's another magic weapon. Okay, Ezrin's not ready to close this place. He has the Medusa Mask in case that's the villain. So if it's the villain, it sucks that Ezrin's leaving, because then this place ends up being open. But if it is the villain, he can always Medusa Mask, and then we have to fight and kill the villain twice. If it's a henchman, he can close the location by banishing the Amulet of Life. So I really should go here and explore. Villain? It's the villain. Alright, so that's an interesting situation. Do I defeat her and send her into the wooden bridge? Or and then everybody has to go to the wooden bridge and try to find her. Or do I leave her here, but then I have to beat her twice here? I think I actually don't want to leave her here because the place gets shuffled up, and then all those cards that Scylla explored get shuffled up as well. Then again, Scylla is still here. Yeah, I'm going to leave the villain here. Can I get any extra, like, sneaky value by, like, banishing cards to close other locations or something? Let's take a look. So this is the Bandit Henchman. This is banish a card. And that's where we are. Okay, so I guess I'm going to see if Amiri has a good card to banish. I don't think she actually does, but yeah, we'll banish this mace. It's junk. Yeah. And then I don't need to close this because we're done closing. We're just going to use the Medusa Mask here to put the villain aside and then leave the villain on top of the desk. Or the deck. Okay, so do I want to move? Well, I gotta get invisibility at some point, right? I mean, at some point. So if I moved onto the bridge and get invisibility, somebody can go fight the villain. That somebody being Sayoni. Yeah, I think I do want to do this. I mean, I can always come back here if I want to. Okay, so we're back at the bridge. Sayoni's up. So we can... Oh, I messed up. You know what? Fuck, I messed up so bad. Guys, I'm sorry. Oh, no. Because the first time you defeat her, she's undefeated. So this deck is getting shuffled no matter what. But I might as well kill her. Even though... Did Ezrin get invisibility? Thank God, he got invisibility. Well, the problem is that if I use it now, then it'll get recharged, and I might not be able to get it back. Although, he's got a pretty small hand size. He might actually be able to get it back. Well, no, it'd be 9 cards deep, and he's only going to get, let's see, one more turn, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, he's only getting one more turn, so he's not going to get invisibility back. I don't particularly like the idea of him being the one to close the location without invisibility. But then again, it is only a 6. Throw a couple blessings on there and you're fine. Alright, I'm going to do this. Sayoni, you're going to move in here. And it's time to fight the Mammagrandma. What the hell just happened? Where's the villain? Obsidian. I'm so disappointed right now. Where's the villain? The villain was set aside with the Medusa Mask and needs to be on top of the location. How did that even... How... Oh, God. Fuck. What is going on in this location? Well, the villain's not here. Are we playing peekaboo with the villain? Where's the fucking villain? I mean, the villain has to be somewhere, right? The villain is on top of the wooden bridge? Why? Why is it on top of the wooden bridge? That doesn't make any sense. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Oh my God. If Ezrin had augury, or if somebody had a spyglass, they could swippity swap. But why did the villain go to the bridge? There is nothing at all about this that says that. Oh man. It's, you know what happened? I guess what caused this bug is that Ezrin used the Turtleback Fairy power to move, and then the Medusa Mask at the end of his turn put the villain back on top of the wooden bridge. It's instead of putting it back on top of the location that he was at when she was encountered. Oh my God. So we can fight her once, but then she's gonna get shuffled into the wooden bridge. What you really would want to do here is have somebody fight the Grawl Ogrekin once, and then that would clear out everything except for the villain, but Ezrin doesn't have his augury, so he's not going to be able to do it. He's only got one more turn, and he's not going to have augury for it. And Sione just wasted a blessing by exploring here when it was a thing that she couldn't even pick up. One thing I could do is I could just give up and get Force Bolt, which is a really, really good combat spell. It's like Lightning Bolt, but with the Force trait, which is actually really good later on when a bunch of enemies are lightning immune. But I'm not going to give up just yet. Alright, I'm not going to give up just yet. What I'm going to do here is just pass the turn, I suppose. And now, can Amiri leave the general store? Well, if she leaves the general store, there's a chance the villain would get in here, which is better than being in the wooden bridge, because in the wooden bridge, there's more cards to explore, and you don't get extra explorations. So what I'm going to do here, I think, just make sure Sione has an item. Yeah, she's got the Masterwork tools. You still haven't gotten your damn Thieves tools. Okay, fine. So here's what's going to happen. This is going to be our Hail Mary here. Amiri is going to go to the wooden bridge where the villain is waiting. And what's going to happen when I fight this villain is after I defeat her, she's going to be undefeated, but there's a chance that she's going to go to the general store instead of the bridge, and that's going to be my best chance for winning the scenario. So first we have to close this location, so Sione needs to banish the Masterwork tools. And then Kira has to fight a bandit henchman. Poor Kira doing nothing over here. Guess we'll just discard the battle axe. Harsk will shoot some shit. 87. Oh my god. Okay, guess we're throwing a longbow. It's the -1 penalty on all the dice that's causing the problems. Okay. So now we're done closing. We're gonna encounter Mama Jamma. And we all have to fight an ancient skeleton. So I guess I'm gonna hang on to invisibility. We'll see. Can I actually use like Harsk and other things to kill this thing with my fists? Like this is rechargeable right now. And Harsk can shoot an arrow with his dagger. And Ezrin has the Amulet of Life, so it doesn't actually matter if I fail. Yeah, so I fail, fine. I discard the Amulet of Life. Try to recharge it. Okay. And then Miri has to fight the skeleton, which is obviously no big deal. Yeah. So then Amiri fights the villain, which is a bit of a tough monster, given that she's got, you know, a +2 for each henchman that's been defeated up till now. This is actually going to take a little bit of work to take down. 27's kind of high for this day and age. Anybody got a strength for me? No, but you got an orb of fire. Okay, use that. No strength anywhere. Alright, well, you can spend a blessing for an extra d12, and Amiri has already done her rage. We got a reroll here. We'll take 90% with a reroll. It's fine. So we defeat her, except not. So we lose a blessing from here. And hopefully she goes to the general store for Harsk to find. Do I spend blessings to keep exploring? I think I have to. I don't really have much of a choice in the matter. Door spike. Ugh. Sucks to take the combat damage, but the blessings I would spend to beat this, even with agility, are actually just not even worth it. I'm just going to go ahead and take the 1d4 combat damage. And maybe only take 1. Nope. Nope, not a chance. Cool. So I have to lose all my cards. And then Ezrin, who is a tragic bystander here, will have to discard a card as well. Alright, let's try to recharge that medallion. Okay, so that just goes back in there. And is there any point in moving? Not particularly. Harsk can get to where he needs to go. These people, well, I can actually have them exploring the general store. So yeah, why don't we pull Seoni over here? Wait, do I want to do that? Hang on a minute. Someone needs to stay. Oh, I actually just passed on it. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to cancel my action, but instead I chose not to pull anybody. Alright, well anyway, the problem is somebody has to close the Turtleback Fair, and it's got that damn banish an item shit going on, which is kind of a problem. Does Kira want to explore? She will get another turn, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There's not many boons here. I guess I'm taking a crack at getting a blessing. What I'm going to do, no, I'm going to not do that. I'm just going to go here. And I'm going to use my hero ability to discard a blessing and heal somebody who needs healing. Who actually needs healing? Seoni. Oh, nobody needs any healing. Shit. Everyone's just like healthy as a dog. Whoops. Alright, well, I guess we'll do that. Alright, Sela, you can take some healing that is way overdone. And then what I can do is, at the end of the turn, I move back to the waterfront to guard it. So it's kind of nice that this is centralized. It helps avoid some of the consequences of the legendary rules. Okay, Harsk is going to go here and pray he finds the villain. Does Seoni have another item? Oh my god, Seoni and Sela don't have any items. So they cannot tempt close. Well, Sela's turn is next. She still has Thieves' Tools, so maybe she'll actually find the goddamn Thieves' Tools and be able to close. Alright, well, let's take a look at what we find here. Vinder. Oh my god, there's so many goddamn boons. Do you still have agility for me? Okay, we have to make this, or at least try to make it so we don't lose those blessings. Anybody got a dexterity blessing? Actually, what's this? It's Saren, right? Oh, that's somebody's got one, right? You do? Okay. We're just gonna have to make this roll the hard way. Okay, the blessing made the difference. Banish to draw a new item. I don't actually want to do that. I don't want to get a new item. I would rather get items. Oh, that was actually really nice. So I got a Blessing of the Gods. It was an auto pickup, and I get to explore again because it's not an armor item or ally. Amulet of Mighty Fist is annoying because I will lose a blessing if I don't pick this up. Anybody got a Wisdom Blessing for me? You do. All right, well, let's play this. At this point, the extra turns are worth more than blessings, just so we're absolutely clear. So this guy, unfortunately, does not explore again, but I will discard this blessing. And there's a henchman. So there's a chance that the villain is here. There's a 50-50 chance that the villain is... Actually, no, there isn't. That Blessing of the Gods was put in there by the villain when she escaped. So the villain's definitely not there. Crap. 98%. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just take the 1 in 64 chance of failing. And we're going to banish, I guess, the Amulet of Mighty Fist. I really don't want this, and I want to get other items from the box. Blorp, blorp, blorp. Oh, I'm still getting another item. Oh, damn it. I forgot about that. There's just no avoiding it. Oh, it's garbage, too. Well, I've banished 2 items, and I've gotten 2 items. But, yeah, I might as well do this, because I'm not going to avoid it anyway, so I might as well take a roll and see if I can get a good item. All right, it's junk. It's total junk. Okay, cool. So, what do I want? Do I want anything from here? I guess we'll just hang on to all this stuff. No. That's stupid. He's got plenty of cards. I'm going to discard those items and see if I can actually pick up some blessings to help the party with stuff. Didn't happen. All right. So, back around to Sela. There's no point exploring this. I guess I might as well scout to put Maester Grump to the bottom. And, you know, I don't know, maybe get to Force Bolt if I end up giving up on life. So, if I go here and explore the bridge, what do I really get out of it? Not a whole lot. Does Kira have an item in her hand by any chance? No. God, I just don't have enough items. If I find the villain's gonna get shuffled into this damn ferry. But that's worth it, right? So I'm going to do it. Because if I don't find the villain, I'm making some progress towards finding the villain. There's a bunch of cards in here. I might as well try. Diplomacy to pick up a smith. God, that +4 to make boons harder is such a pain in the ass. Anybody got a Torag? Torag? Paging Dr. Torag? Nope. Alright, we'll take a 75% chance then. Wow, rolled almost maximum. This is actually not bad, because I can discard him to go again. Alright. Let's do this. I don't need the Great Club and the Spike Chain, so here's where I'm going to discard the Great Club and flip a card, hopefully not the Thieves' Tools, to potentially use to close the location. I will discard this cat to keep going. Discard Zini Thief. Well, let's try to get it. Anybody got a Charisma Blessing? Do I just never have the right blessings? Does this help me with Charisma? Divine Perception, Diplomacy. There we go! Bammo, Lammo, Ding Dong, Do. And this thing does not have a, yeah, this thing does not have an Explore Again thing. Alright, Sagacity's not useful anymore, so I'm going to Scout, and then I'm going to pitch Sagacity. Door Spike. Oh, God. Okay. Dexterity, Disable, Wisdom, Perception. Okay. And this Thief is obviously just terrible. I mean, I guess I can roll Stealth and then recharge this for a D12. No, whatever, fuck it. We're looking for something, not finding what I need. You don't have any items either. My God, nobody has the items. Oh, man, nobody has them. It's just ridiculous. Anybody got a Wisdom? Wisdom Blessing? Oh, you can help on Wisdom. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, little Foxy Dove. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to discard a Blessing. 87% is going to have to do. Okay, this thing doesn't actually do anything good. I will get rid of you to go again. Chainmail. Fuck. I can discard these 2 cards and evade the Chainmail, and then I get an extra turn. I think that's actually worth it. It does suck to lose invisibility, though, but we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get to it. A bridge? Because it's a bridge? Okay. Do you have an item, please? You don't have an item. You have Augury. Okay. What I have to do here is cast Augury and hope that I find the villain in the wooden bridge. I don't. Well, at least I shuffle away the chainmail and put the shadow on the bottom, so that kind of helps. But the villain's still not there. So now I have to ask myself, what possible line of outcomes results in me potentially winning this scenario? That's the question right here. I've got, whose turn is it? Is it Sione's turn? Yeah. Sione gets to go, Amiri gets to go, and Kira gets to go. There's 3 turns left. So how do we win this? Well, we need an item to banish Turtleback Fairy. I think that's a given. Does anybody have an item? You have a spyglass? Okay, shit's getting banished. Oh, you got Thieves' Tools, even better. Okay, so Amiri can close the location. That's good. Unfortunately, if Amiri's going here to close it, she's not exploring the bridge. If Sione goes here now and finds the villain, then the villain will be in Turtleback Fairy, shuffled in with these items. 4 items. Well, if that happens, then Amiri can go there and try to find the villain. I mean, it's what's gonna have to happen. We're gonna have to take a 1 in 5 chance of finding the villain. A little bit better, I guess, with Spyglass helping out. Problem is, every one of these damn boons Amiri can't pick up causes us to lose a blessing, which can actually cause the party to fail. But I think that's my best chance. So yeah, I think, without going too in-depth, I think really the best thing I can possibly do is just pile on the bridge and hope that I find the villain. Blorp? Chainmail, motherfucker! Ah. Fucking chainmail. Oh no, shit, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to put the shadow back. Alright, we're picking up this chainmail, guys. What is this, Abadar? Anybody got Abadar? Abadar, come on, guys. Abadar, who can help me? Nope. What is this? Melee or fortitude? Oh, this is actually fortitude. I don't know if that actually helped, but fuck it. 68%, good enough. Oh, it wasn't good enough. Okay, so I lose a blessing. So now Amiri gets the last turn of the game. Well, if Sione finds the villain, destroys the villain... God, stop with the shit! Oh, man. Alright. Okay, I needed to get that chainmail is clearly what I needed. Well, at least I got an extra explore with this cat, so there's that. Okay, there's Mamma-Gramma. Yeah, I guess Kira can close the waterfront. And I gotta recharge. I guess I can recharge. I don't need Cure, actually. I'll discard the Dog Slicer. Harsk can shoot a Potion of Glibness. Oh, look at that dog slicing action. So now the villain is going to be banished there. Everybody here is actually forced to fight Thing, Ancient Skeleton. No, I need to save Amiri's resources so she can explore a lot. Right. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. I'm going to bare fist this thing like that. If I had an armor, I would have just ignored this, but I didn't have an armor. Sela is basically fine. Ezrin is... I guess there's no reason not to do this. Well, I guess it does make the villain harder by 2, doesn't it, for each one of these things I defeat? Oh shit, it does. I should really have had somebody, like, strategically fail. Oh, that would have been smart. It's making the villain a whole lot harder. Yeah, I might have messed up. I might have actually been better off letting Ezrin fail and then just take the damage. Well, she is the one who's fighting the villain, so she has to defeat this thing. She has no choice in the matter. Okay, so we do this. Oh, I could have had Ezrin and everybody discarding 2 cards to evade the encounter, and then the henchman would be a lot easier. Oh, I messed up terribly. So, combat 29. Alright, well, let's do that and play a Blessing of the Gods. Harsk can shoot a thing. Oh my god. I am having a hard time making these checks. Amiri needs these blessings to explore again. I guess you can spend a blessing. Are we going to take a 74% chance of success? No, we'll use Poog here, I guess. 87's going to just have to fucking do it. Alright, so Mamma-Gramma goes to the Turtleback Fairy, which is like the last location. And now Amiri goes in there, and if she finds a boon, we're fucked, because, yeah, we just lose the last blessing and lose. But I guess there's a 40% chance that Amiri finds the villain with the spyglass, and then can guarantee that she encounters her. Didn't happen. And we got a Force Bolt here to add insult to injury. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Amiri sucks at intelligence, but I will go ahead and play every blessing I possibly can to try to pick up this damn Force Bolt. So we got Blessing of Gorum, we got a Blessing of Lamashtu, we got a Blessing of Callistria, we got a Blessing of Pharasma. Alright, 89% chance of getting a Force Bolt. There we go. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm not too upset about this, but... Oh, I picked it up. Oh, I can actually still find the villain. Oh, shit. Why wasn't I thinking? Oh, wait, no, because it's stupid. There's just another thing here. Yeah, I'm not going to get to find the villain. There's no way. I mean, I guess I could spend a blessing to explore, but I also will have to succeed at this cape, which is not going to happen. Okay. So let's just go out in a blaze of glory then. Tiger. Da-da-da-da. Agility. Yeah, still 0% chance. And... Blorp. Oh, I might have actually made it if I'd played this blessing, but it doesn't matter. I don't want this thing. It's not a good card. And then I lose a blessing and lose. So the Ill Wind and the Night Falls were bad for me. Even with a lot of the henchmen being near the top, I got stumped by the Turtleback Fairy by not having enough items to temp close it at the critical times. So that was a bit of bad luck. But honestly, the biggest problem there was that damn bug where the villain, totally not how it is in the rules, ended up moving with Ezrin's Medusa mask to a different location. And that sucked because I ended up wasting a turn of Sione's to explore when then I failed to get a boon and then I lost another blessing. Had Sione actually fought the villain there, it would have been much better. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and if you want to go away, you can go away. Thanks for watching. Please like and or subscribe. And now let's see what happens when we rebuild our decks. There's a bunch of bullshit here. Okay. You have a cat. Oh, so many cats. Crap. She's gonna be forced to take a bad ally. Let's go ahead and give Sione. I guess I'll keep invisibility. Well, no, I'm not gonna keep invisibility. She does not go on the bridge in this scenario, so I'm gonna give her a combat spell here, and a good one. She kind of needed one. Need an item, but there's some extra items floating around. There's 3 of them to be exact. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's get rid of these blessings. I guess we'll give you Torag. And you need an item. What's the least shitty thing here? I guess the strength. Sucks that I have to take that, though. And let's see. Sela needed an ally, didn't she? Or who needed an ally? Nobody? Nobody needed an ally. Let's take a look at the allies, make sure there's nothing terrible floating around here. Oh, there's a dog. Oh, God. Well... okay. So, that's just not even very good. I guess a cat, maybe, is better than a dog. Yep, you heard it here first, folks. Pathfinder Adventures confirms for once and for all, cats are in fact better than dogs. Alright, so let's go ahead and stop this, get rid of all these cards, and give it a shot again next time. Take care, everyone.